Hello, this is Samuel McGinnis here on the Third Eye Lion channel, which is a channel meant for development, opening, and connectivity to the strength of each person that they have inside. So, a lot of different types of content I post here on this channel, and this will be a different one as well. I kind of want to go through my Starseed origins. These are certain past life ideas I have. I kind of go off of the belief of, for those who don't know the idea of starseed, just a little definition for you. I myself and others consider a starseed as any being that remembers their past lives and choose to integrate those into their current life. A lot of times it happens here on Earth, and many of us, like myself, have vivid memories. I have quite a few vivid deaths. One, I was a gypsy who was drowned, and another one, I was a Pacific Island nomadic shaman who was thrown into a volcano. Or a lava flow, and I have very vivid sensations and feelings of those burnings and drownings and other events. But all my spiritual powers of tarot and runes and jewelry activating and all the more detailed light science of jewelry making. When I learned that stuff and when I've been researching it, it all connects back. And I have these feelings, these energies of the same of ancient Egypt and Lemuria and these advanced and some less advanced civilizations. I can feel certain moments, certain energies of who I was. This also goes to a few other worlds. So to really tell this story properly, I have to go back to my childhood, but the basic principles of the Starseed is any person who wants to remember their past lives, which comes to you through intuition, through triggering, through meditation and automatic writing and other techniques. For me, I go into a meditative state, and I use hypnotic past life regression techniques from multiple doctors and scientists have books published on the topic. But for me, a lot of times it comes to me when I'm exploring a topic, something radiates to me as like personal, like very personal to me, and then I do more research, and then a flash of memory comes in that's totally unrelated in theme, but same energy of what I'm researching, and kind of like the same energy but from a different vantage point. So I really wanted to make this video here. So I feel really connected to quite a few groups. So as I'm studying higher dimensionality and my own wisdom, I believe that as a multi-dimensional, you exist simultaneously on many planets, many dimensions, many universes all at the same time. Some of them have capabilities of limitless travel. But the thing is that nobody really likes talking about in this community, I find, I don't see it a lot, is the aliens that or beings that communicate or can communicate or choose to communicate a lot of times are not external other gods or outside beings most of the time, and they are you or an emissary on behalf of you, meaning they're only there because of your actions, because of your beliefs, but you allowing the openness of the conversation or the openness of the connectivity. They're only an aspect of you, so you have to be conscious of which aspect of this infinite being you choose to incorporate. So, I believe every person has probably lived many lives, or say that is your very first life. It's not the only one at the same time. And I believe this is what I'm getting from my higher sources from the. I'll go with the first group that really resonates with me is the Lumerians, the inner Earth beings, especially in Telos, Mount Shasta. I have a very strong connection to there. I haven't been. That's a goal. I would love to make videos here on this channel when I do achieve that goal. And this energy of this creative, accepting community of beings from all over the universe with free trade and trade of information and services, and it's very artistic and creative and harmonious energy, and even the conflicts and the strife of different ideas of how, in how the story goes is one group wanted more power, wanted to be more like the gods, and was working with nuclear power, which caused a big explosion, ice age, no more Lemuria. But there was still some underground pockets that were unaffected by this cataclysm and that survived to this day, which is Telos. And I feel this very strong tribal council. I also a lot of connection to the Hopi Indians, and I'm doing a lot of study on that point now. But so in Lemuria, it's in Earth and it's in Earth, but not everyone there is what we would think of as humans. And even the humans who are there have reached a technological point in which they can literally molecularly augment their matter. Sorry about I'm getting a little intermittent with my speech, because this stuff is really powerful when I start speaking about it. And I preferred the feline form, which is in the all around the universe, but in the Lyra constellation. I feel strongly this past life connection as this about 9 foot tall lion being who's like solid black, like the night sky, but has crystals implanted in his skin, only about maybe that big, about 1 inch, and about 1/2 inch in and 1/2 inch implanted into his skin through the gene molecular augmentation. So he's like a starfield. And I work with a group of other beings at this pyramid on a desert planet with a purple sky, and like I can see 5 moons and 3 suns. And underneath the desert it's like a whole inner world with there's a paradise, flowing waters, fruit trees of every kind, and it's totally different from the surface desert. But on the surface there's this gigantic pyramid, like the size of a huge island. And I was one of the beings whose job it is in this now as well to keep and help with the harmonic frequency of the universe. So all planets vibrate, and that vibrate is in a chorus based on solar system, which is based then goes to from solar system to galaxies, and then as the universe expands. So what this being's purpose was is to help with the frequency of that solar system by sending deliberate pulses of love through this transmitter pyramid, to the sun, to the moons, to keep this really harmonic frequency. Because if for one day, if a being of this group, there's about 300 takers of this pyramid, and throughout the whole day they all have a time with the pyramid, with the planet, they connect to it, and then they connect to the universe through unity consciousness, and then they pulse love up and down this pyramid column. And I can see it pretty vividly. And this is not something I've ever felt very comfortable with talking about, but when I was a kid, the story I hinted at before was I didn't start speaking normal English, normal words till a few years after I actually started speaking, and I was speaking gibberish. It was my family called it. Only one recording, but as I heard it, it's obviously light language from what I've studied now, because it's sequenced. It's not a lot of times gibberish. Each word doesn't add to any sequence. There's no phrasing. There's no grammar. It's just words. Where I would repeat certain phrases, it would structure it in a certain way, in a way that I was communicating a message. And when I finally began to talk, I don't remember this, but the story that everyone in my family does remember is that I claimed that my alien mother and myself chose my human family and to be with for a special mission I didn't remember it then. I think the mission now is to be an example of a higher being for others to find that they can themselves. That's what I'm going with. So these beings, they more in how I resonate with them to the kind of traditional, like almond-headed green aliens, kind of Roswell type aliens, but in a way I think they appear that way because that's the way that us as humans and me as an individual is more associated. Because before my father passed away when I was young, we would go, out shopping or to restaurants, and they would have for a quarter, you get a little plastic alien. I still have some, and about an inch and a half, translucent plastic. And I think that's probably why they appear that way. To me personally, I see them more as a kind of Lovecraftian, formless, tentacled being that can't really be fathomed in a physical way. It exists more in an energetic, higher vibrations. And something very ageless. Some people talk about the first beings that separated from source. I feel a connection with them too, and the fairies and the cosmic elves. I have very strong past life energies on a few of their planets. One quickly is a sandstone valley on a generally very green, luscious planet. The sky is like an orange tint, and in this like old ancient ruins from the cosmic builder race, which is on a lot of planets that from my research, and it's like this temple complex, and the worship is love and kindness, and has been so for millions of years. Very ancient planet. And these elves also have crystals and gems and different things implanted in their body modifications. Some of them have like roots through their skin. I also have a past life of being a giant tree on another purple skied planet, and with 7 moons. And from all the eye can see is this hill with this gigantic tree that can be seen from space. And I am that tree, and that tree's roots stretch throughout the whole planet. And all life came from that tree, which came from a meteorite. So that this hill was the tree lifting itself up from this crater, and around it the crater has been filled up with roots over the time of this ancient tree, and all the beings on the planet they come to this as their like elder, and because the tree is connected in this unity to all beings on that planet and in that solar system. So these are just some past life experiences I've had, and I would like to, inspire other people to make these types of videos, to share this with others. I think it really helps to just, accept your own. I'm not saying I'm better, or if you don't have these experiences, you're worse than. It is that these are the things that resonate to me, and these vibrations that help me find who I am and how I can best help others, by seeing how I have helped others and which ways are really resonant to me. I wish this on anybody who wants it, and I know love is really what comes being connected to all the beings that love you. Thank you for your time, and wishing you kindness and support in all of your endeavors.